And joining me in the studio to delve more into this issue is Bertha Jeble. She is the head of public affairs of the National Identification Authority. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for here.
Now you've captured about over 15 million Ghanaians. What is the collection status?
We have done more than 50% of the population. Indeed, Ghana has about 25 million people, and we are registering persons 6 years and above. So if we have over 15 million people enrolled, it means that certainly we've done more than half the population or the eligible people who are supposed to be in the national ID system. We have the Bunkprugu Union district outstanding, and we are hoping that we can cover that very soon. Then we can confidently say we have done national coverage under the mass registration system. We still have the continuous system that gives opportunity to people to register on a daily basis, and that's what we are working very hard towards, to give that opportunity to people across the entire country. We're doing registration in Greater Accra, Ashanti region, Brong-Ahafo, and then the northern region. We have to give opportunities to persons in other regions to also continue to register on a daily basis.
Now you didn't mention Bunkprugu Yoyo, which has not been covered. What is the reason?
Unfortunately, the time we were to cover that place, they had a conflict situation, and the RegSec advised that we hold on for that for the time being, and so we visit and collect their cards. Persons who registered at our head office from March last year, we want to appeal to them. We've had a challenge. Their cards are not printed. They should not come. But otherwise, all those people who took part of the mass registration in the Greater Accra and have not collected their cards, they can come in and pick their cards.
But you still have people who are reluctant to come for their cards. Does that suggest, or maybe you're going to change your adoption to the distribution of the cards?
Yes, people do ask, why don't we just post cards to people? Why can't I come and pick the cards? People will call you, I want to bring my mother or my sister or my daughter's slip and collect it for them. Unfortunately, you cannot pick cards for anybody, because we collect your fingerprint at the point of the card collection. We have to match that with the one stored on the card. If there's a match, your card is given to you, and we use that data for the authentication and verification of identity. So you have to pick that in person. That is what is making it look so difficult for us to distribute the cards, because people will have to be there in person to pick the cards. And I think when we went around, some people have moved on from where they lived before we did the mass registration. You know, we did Greater Accra 2010. So some people would have moved to other places. Some even have passed on. So we have those challenges. But there are other people who actually just didn't respond because they went about their normal duties. I don't know, maybe because they use other ID cards for purposes of identification. But we want to say that when we have a national distribution of the card, that is not going to be the free for all anymore. People will have to use only the Ghana card for the purposes of identification, because the law has already been passed. We are late in meeting that mandate. So as soon as we do that, people will have to use only the Ghana card.
And this brings the challenges that you just mentioned brings to mind the issuance of instant cards to Ghanaians. When will this take effect?
We have a private public partnership currently working that we're using for the foreigners registration. We want to expand that so that we can bring in equipment and then have the Ghanaians also having their ID cards instantly. We're working towards March. We hope that we can meet that deadline. The good news also is that the World Bank is financing Ghana.
How much?
NIA is to get about 26.5 million under that, but that is over a period of 5 years. It's not all of it in bulk. In fact, the whole country, the whole year 2014, there will be a distribution of 5 million covering so many programs, not only NIA, but it is a lifeline. We hope that we'll hold on to. It will help us and give instant card to people. It is going to help us to link up our officers, our regional district officers. We get some of them established. We will also be able to deploy infrastructure to share data with institutions that are mandated to use use the data for the purposes of identification. So there's a lot in there for this country, and there are other opportunities that we're looking forward to.
Early on, when in the interview, you did talk about using the identification card for a multiplicity of purposes. Like in other countries, their card serves other purposes like voters' ID, driver's license, all information on it. And then an advantage is that it also helps in even arresting some criminals. When will we see this in Ghana?
And for now, I would say that though we're working towards getting to that point, it's a policy decision, and we all have to work towards having a synergy of all the databases in this country. We synchronize them so that all of them take their data from one source, which is the National Identification System that has been established for the purpose. If we do that, we have the chance of eliminating all the duplicates and multiple identities that we have in the system currently. And indeed, it is going to be a good system. If we have the funding to do what we plan to do, we'll be issuing a chip embedded card, which is a smart card that can allow the institutions to directly manage their own data from our system or from our ID card. So you don't have to carry so many ID cards. You have just one card you can use for multiple
But
reasons.
you can't tell me when this will take effect?
Unfortunately, no, because all of these are under the level of discussions and signing of MOUs and contracts and all of that. The conclusion of that, I cannot say. We only hope that this year, we as an authority have a lot of hope that all of these things will culminate into real funding that will help us to deploy all of this infrastructure. Indeed, as I said, the World Bank facility, for instance, is over a period of 5 years. So if we stretch it, then it's going to take that long. But we have plans for other facilities that we've been working on for some time, and hoping that they will mature enough, early enough for us to have this.
Now, what's the current status with the registration of foreign nationals?
It's slowed down towards the last end of the year. We want to believe that people think that we're no longer doing it, that maybe it was a project that we've done and folded up. It's a continuous registration system. We have expanded the registration centers across the country, and people are required by law to have the national ID card. We want to use this platform to appeal to them. The window is still open for them to register now. We don't want to force anybody to register at their own free will. They should walk to registration centers and do so. But otherwise, we are working seriously with user agencies and partners that are going to now start the enforcement this year. We're hoping that by February, March, we will start enforcement seriously. And if you don't have the national ID card or the Ghana card, you will not be able to access.
I remember
services.
that a community did come out to say the registration was not in the spirit of ECOWAS. How do we react to this?
We do accept their concerns. They have been making the interventions, and we ourselves are talking to the right quarters for a look to be taken at it in the spirit of our brotherhood in the RITAB region. So it's one of the things that we have been discussing currently, but it is a law that has been passed by Parliament. NIA, or the fees were approved by Parliament. NIA on its own cannot just get up and then just change anything. So we have to go back through the system to have if there should be a reduction, we have to have an approval for it, and we have been having discussion on that.
Now, another issue has also come up. Those who helped in the registration exercise, have you paid all of them?
Unfortunately, no. We haven't been.
People, especially those from northern
the three
region.
northern regions,
Exactly.
we do admit that we were not able to pay them at the end of the registration last year. There's a lot of goodwill on that front. We have made the request. It's been approved. It's left the office of the president that we operate. We work under the office of president. That approval has been given. Indeed, when it got to Ministry of Finance, the chief director himself made a copy of that, was going to hold a discussion with the minister on it. That is how much goodwill we have on this. We just want to assure the people that they will be paid. these processes take some time. I mean, we have to do proper diligence, so work will be done on it, and they will definitely be paid.
Okay, now before you go, your projections for 2014?
It is a good year for NIA if all that we are thinking about is going to happen. We ourselves are looking at revenue generation opportunities so that we don't always sit down and say government has not given us funds to do our work. We have a good product, and we're hopeful that if we package it very well, we will be able to even raise money on our own to finance our projects. And that's why I say we look forward to a good year for NIA.
Thank you very much for joining us. And I've been speaking with the Head of Public Affairs of the National Identification Authority, Bertha Jeble.